Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to Deb Chanel's 40th World, where we do reality show reviews and recaps. The one I'm going to be speaking on today is The Basketball Wives of LA, Episode 1, Season 5. Let's get right on into it. We have Jackie, and everybody know Jackie, okay? Woo! Jackie is saying she's meeting up with Shawnee at a restaurant, and I'm pro Jackie all the way, all her antics and everything. I don't really care too much about Shawnee, only because she's almost like P. Diddy, or who's another person that's always in their artist business. But she's pretty much like everywhere in the show now. Instead of her taking a back seat, letting all her revenue work for her and stuff of that nature, she's gotten too much to be seen on camera too much, and she's not really bringing anything to the show but a lot of criticism and unwanted opinionated points that she wants to throw out at each person that she cares to throw it out at, whether they want it or not. And they're not receiving it very well because she's not putting it in a very good light. But anyway, to start the season back, her and Jackie are filming on this first episode of the new season, which is season 5, and they're catching up with each other and just trying to figure out what they've been doing far as since the show had ended. Trying to get this glare out, guys, okay, so it won't be affecting y'all. Okay, here we go with that. But yeah, they're sitting around having small talk, and Jack is pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, Doug got this new position now. He feels he wants to be a coach, because he's retired from the basketball league, and of course, he can't play anymore because they're faster, stronger men out there, and they would just, pretty much run all over him on the court. So he has an opportunity to be a coach where he's pretty much will be out the country majority of the time, and then he'll come back to Sacramento or something, she says, and do some coaching there as well. But she's wondering and worrying, should she let him go on his own? Because Jackie is kind of paranoid. She likes to keep her man in check at all times. She gets married to him every year. They have an open relationship to a certain degree. She's very been upfront with all of that information, giving it to us here and there whenever she feels like she want to make a storyline out of it. But she's pro being everywhere her husband is, so no groupie or some side chick can come in and tear up, and probably put it down better than she can to make him want to step out on her. So only thing she's concerned about is leaving her career. And I'm like, Jackie, you don't have a career, baby. You don't. You're a housewife. You live off pretty much his income, and you solidify some little bit business ventures. But like I said, you don't really have a career. If you're trying to say social media and the reality show that you're on is a career, okay, I'll give you that if that's what you have to say to keep you in the limelight of being who's who and this and that and the other. But I think you solidified yourself pretty much as being a well known basketball wife. And everybody knows you pretty much before they know Doug, in a sense. And I mean, just do you. Stay in your lane and do what you've been continually to do and having a successful run on this long as reality show that's not really painting you in a good light, but people like entertainment. They like to laugh with you, not necessarily at you, and that's the kind of person I am. Um, but anyway, Shauna's just really not understanding the whole dynamics of her saying she can't let Doug be and he be faithful, to her until he gets back in. But again, like I said, Doug is going to be gone months at a time, not a couple of weeks here and there or some days. And he's talking about months. And she's telling Shawnee he has very, very high sex drive. They do it every day, twice a day or something to that degree. And she needs to, be there. She don't want nobody sexing her man every day, 2 and 3 times a day. She wants to be that person, only person for him. And she just not understanding. I guess Shawnee didn't do that to Shaq. She just pretty much had 5 children with him. So if he thought about wanting to have a side chick or whatever, he still have to think about these 5 mouths he has to feed plus her because she's going to get him on alimony. And, it is what it is. That's why I was kind of surprised that Shaq had, I know when I may have been 2 seasons ago. She was trying to have a show with her kids because the Basketball Wives show she had for Miami had went down, blew up in flames. She had to recast a few people, and then she came up with this LA thing, and she's inserting herself in just about every last episode they have when filming is taking part. Which I think she should have just gravitated and still been behind scenes, maybe directing scenes, giving a little script, did type of episode here and there, but then let it just be flowing freely of how they want to see themselves on camera. But we all know how things are edited, how some things are brought in for script to hype up the show and get the ratings popping through the roof and all that. So it is what it is on that particular front. But I knew when they were going through a situation because they had it in the news that he was like stonewalling her with trying to start this new show where it involved their kids because he really felt that he didn't want his kids being displayed out there. So that's what I was like, pretty much side-eyeing him and her of why they have a show where you're showing every interaction they have within their family and compound of their kids' antics and how their personalities differ from, being off camera. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of things to that nature they're not ready for. Like I was saying, I was doing the same show on my daughter's channel, her and I channel, when we were talking about the dynamics that these kids already have to grow up too fast, too soon, and then they're making more than their parents before they reach the age of 16, so where they can like, I don't forgot what the technical term is, but where you can assume responsibility of being on your own since you're making, you know, the majority of the income in the house, and you feel that you have solidified yourself as acting appropriate as an adult to where you want to live out on your own. And with you making that kind of revenue, it's far as to say you can, but you're still a child. You still have a lot more growing up to do, a lot more decisions that you're going to have to make, and you can't do that without the maturity type of realm you're going to have to be in, and it takes time to gravitate and navigate through all the pitfalls of being successful and solidifying and everything's making revenue for you. It takes time and effort and good people around you until you can go to business school on the side or whatnot and kind of educate yourself a little further in that realm of the entertainment world, and setting yourself up for longevity, good contracts with residual payback, even if your show go into syndication, if you're one of those type of actors or actresses. But I don't really think kids really know the whole uh, facets behind the business part, as far as keeping them relevant in a positive way, as well as getting your businesses that you have separate from the show that's making you have that type of revenue. I don't think it's good until they really have gotten some education, be it business etiquette 101, or how to uh, brand yourself and respect and command the type of money that you can be making, from looking at other artists that have been out there before you and all of that nature. Because everybody don't know everything about everything. So it's almost like you're depending on other people until you can get to that certain level. If you will even understand it once you've gotten into it and of age appropriateness. So that's all my deal with kids, unless they've already started like in Disney, growing up with the Disney kids, Mickey Mouse and all that kind of network and Nickelodeon, then you pretty much got a good feel of it. But just you coming in, bring your children in to have a storyline and have another brand new show where you're splitting some of your proceeds with them as well, is one thing, because it's almost like you pimping your children out. So that's why I don't plan on seeing her show, critiquing it, or reviewing it, because it's just too much. And I can get on her every day, all day, with her antics and what she's trying to do, because she's trying to keep that revenue coming in instead of solidifying something for herself where it only focuses on her. So if any pitfalls may be, it was going to be on her, and she's old enough and should be skin thick enough to take those crucial excuse me, crucial type of comments that can be heartbreaking at times, depending on how you want to receive it. So we don't need kids to be involved in that whole realm, but those are kids. She can do whatever she want to do with it, and it is what it is. However, I just didn't like the fact that she's coming in for another season where she wants to be seen and not heard, or both. I'm sorry, she wants to be seen and heard when it should be the other way around. Not seen, not heard. You know, unless she just want to make a guest cameo appearance or whatnot, just to check on her show. You know, that she's getting the majority of the money on, and she's putting people on a platform that can make them money and make them, you know, further careers in the future by having this one set type of stage where they can, you know, show what acting abilities they do have to go on and, you know, manifest something, you know, pretty more decent for them, and that they're getting all the praise, or, you know, the accolades for their particular work, and not just being a part of a show where you having to have to go through so many other different personalities, and, you know, people choose and see who they want to endorse and who they don't want to endorse, because it's all competition. But with her having this type of platform, you would think that directing it in some way or showing your ways of wanting to see the show go for future episodes, that's not enough for you. You want to come in here and put your 2 cents in and try to degrade these ladies as well. So we kind of threw her for the moment, and I say that for the moment because she's irked me throughout this pretty much whole scene. But anyway, getting back to Doug and Jackie and the whole infidelity of trying to not have infidelity in her marriage, which she claims is very solid and solidified. Jackie goes on to tell Shawnee, has she ever checked on the Shaq's balls to see if he's been fooling around? And of course, you know, she denies it or whatnot. She don't even really know where Jackie is going with this, or, you know, what's transpiring for her to even have this conversation on camera. But, you know, Jackie was cluing her in as pretty much being the matriarch of the group that they have in the LA cast. She's saying, well, you know, one way you can check to see if your significant other, your spouse, is cheating on you or they're being faithful is the fluid that the balls contain, fluid, or their sacs are heavy when they still, you know, having a lot of sperm to release, or, you know, that good juices when you're having love and everybody having orgasms, your spouse as well as you or your significant other. If it's heavy, they haven't, you know, if you lift them up and you see they're kind of full and heavy, that means they haven't been cheating. They haven't had a release of those, you know, juices flowing in someone else. Or, you know, even if he wanted to ejaculate on his own, which is more sustainable that most guys will do if they don't want to cheat and they can't get to their significant other or spouse to release some of that juices, you know, love juices, I like to call them. So she said, if they're when you lift up his balls and you checking on them for whatever reason, and they're light or they're not full, then you know he's either been ejaculating and getting himself off that way by masturbating, or he's been fooling around because the sacs or the balls are supposed to be full. So that was her telltale sign on 101 sexual contact, whether your mate has been cheating on you or not. And then you can go investigate a little bit more with, you know, getting a PI, private investigator, to watch your spouse or significance other every move, especially with the moves when it's coming to, you know, the opposite sex or whatnot, getting your man off. So Shawnee was like shaking her head and laughing at her, and, you know, but I'm pretty sure she probably do it on her new man. She didn't probably think about it or didn't have that opportunity of information given to her when she was floating with Shaq, when she was sitting around having all these babies for him, or when they were just really dating and didn't have any children in the play at all. But Jackie just, you know, said that's FYI for all her lady friends out there. And, you know, I wouldn't, I mean, I would probably do it to my significant other just to test that theory out, you know, because I'm curious about it now. But, you know, it just is what it is. I appreciate for her giving me that information. That's why I like Jackie. She's crazy. She's very quirky. Um, but she's, like I said, she's telling Shauna she don't really want to go with Doug out of town. She don't want to leave her career. Like I said, Jackie, you didn't have no career. Your career is your husband. Deal with it, baby. Move on. So then we go to Jackie asked Shawnee about Brandy and everything that had been transpiring in the social media realm of getting your knowledge on celebrities and, you know, people who think they're celebrities because they're on reality shows. And Shauna was pretty much trying to play nice nasty, say, I don't think about her or whatever. She apologized to me so many times, and it kind of got redundant. And then, I started listening to it, and I started like, okay, yeah, we can work it out. You can have your job back, and this, that, and the other. And to me personally, I don't think it was a Shawnee production call to bring back Brandy. Whether she apologized or not, because Brandy did tear her down, made her look like a fool, and I was already for that, because Shauna had really overstepped her boundaries. She had called those young ladies stupid and immature and this and I'm like, Shauna, but what have you been doing lately? You haven't been holding yourself as the epitome of this is what you do to be presented and looked at as being a respectful woman and not tearing down another woman, in any facet, just having an adult conversation and putting the pieces together so y'all can basically come to an understanding to agree to disagree on certain things, but let's be united front with one another and have a good time when we can come together and have a good time, but she didn't want to handle it that way. She wanted to get out street and nasty too and get on her little talk show interview she went on with different formats, either radio station or somebody's television show, and breaking bread with them in a sense and breaking and giving dirt. So it was just basically since we had that last season happen at Puerto Rico, and Brandon calling her out and calling her a bitch, because that's pretty much how she was really acting. I wouldn't say use the word bitch. She could have said heifer, or just acting not like a professional black woman or woman. Period. These are things you just don't do. And she could have brought it to her that way, but she's young, she's still learning, she's still maturing, and she didn't want to look like being a punk, or Shawnee was punking her, so she had to go for the juggler, and she told her she was acting like an itch, point blank. You trying to sew us up all together and tell us our little clip that we got over here on this side. We ain't nothing in your eyes, and but you don't make mistakes, and I have made the mistakes that we're gravitating through now, and you're not really showing us any leadership because you're bullying and this, that, and the other. So yeah, she checked Shawnee. I was there for her, because that's basically what Shawnee was doing. She opened her eyes and take her own head out her own ass. She would see this is what we're talking about. And Brandon brought into, along with Jackie, a lot of built up high ratings. So of course somebody told Shawnee that's a little higher on her team, probably the Zionists or the people running her show that's giving her that platform, probably said, you need to get back and get Brandon back in here, because the show is phenomenal. It's going through the roof with ratings, and that's your chemistry. Whether you like it or not, who gives a shit? You don't even have to film, and we can make this season and episode fly, because you were a non-factor in it all. Sometimes when you're hosting a show, that's different. You need to be out there on the forefront. But when you're executive producer, you're directing or whatnot, you need to be behind the scenes. But evidently, you couldn't take this young lady coming off on you. But you were barking first. She just had the loudest bark and bite. So somebody put a whisper in your ear and said, get her back on the show. Because with the whole mentality you was going with, Shiny, you weren't trying to bring her back. You didn't want her disrespecting you no more. And like I said, you got slapped on the head or the forehead, hand or the forehead, and you had to bring that young lady back. And she's still getting in your ass till this day. And I'm here for it, because I don't like nobody being just so thinking they're higher than someone else when you're not. You're on the same level. It's what makes you elevate above them is how you treat them. Even when they're not being so nice to you, you still treat them with honor and respect. And if you had to get them together, it's going to be off camera. It ain't going to be for the ratings. And then, yeah, you can respect the person that did all that because they were coming from a good place. But Shauna, you're not coming from a good place. You're just trying to build ratings, but you want the ratings to float behind you. And that's not where the water or the tide is turning. It's around your other people you have dedicated to be into the show, or other people above you saying who they want to see on the show, or pretty much your viewers of the show, who we want to see, who we gravitate to. That's your ratings. That keeps us coming back in. But if you had to be on the show all the time and we had to center around you, your ratings would go totally south, down in the bucket list or whatever. Call it a day. But anyway, that's where we were with that particular situation. It's tagging on my nerve. But anyway, uh, yeah, I see why Michael Jordan went with the tagless shirts because it's about to get on my last nerve. But this is my empowerment shirt from Avon. I don't know if anybody dealt with the Avon brand. Oh, I had to get that. This a tag would drive me crazy. But anyway, it says empowerment. Infinite possibilities. It was around the breast cancer awareness. I thought it was cute. I bought it a couple of years back though, y'all. Then we go to Jackie really feels that Brandon needs to apologize. But I'm like, out of Shauna's own mouth, her own admission. Brandon done did too much apologizing already. You can't do too much apologizing over the same dead issue. Okay. Shauna just needed to settle for what it was and keep it moving. All right. Then we go to Brandy and Duffy, Brandy's friend, longtime friend from, I think it's Dallas, Texas, or it could be Houston, Texas. I don't know, but it's in the Texas realm of living, are having lunch and making small talk. They're both back in Houston, Texas, or Dallas, Texas. We just gonna say Texas. And Brandy's pretty much going over with her hometown friend, the comings and goings of Jason and her's relationship, and this, that, and the other. And her friend basically wants her to, what do you call it? Be free and be happy. And if Jason's not doing it for you at this time, then, y'all got to make that decision on what y'all want to do for the future. Y'all always going to be parents to y'all child or children. There's a such thing as not cohabitating, co-parenting. And maybe y'all need to look up that option. But right now, Brandy has definitely told us as viewers that she's separated from him, and he's doing his thing, she's doing her thing. And as we know, if you leave a man or even a woman, I won't discriminate, too long, they start to gravitate to other avenues of being with other people. So if Brandon really wants her marriage, she needs to go on and say she wants to be with him and be with him in not just spirit, but physically be with him wherever he's at. So they can hold on to their relationship because it is a monster out here when you're messing with athletic people and they're or anybody in the entertainment business and they're exposed to a lot of different, beautiful people out there or just people that's there when they need somebody to listen to them. They tend to, have extramarital affairs. And, is that fair? No. Is that right? Definitely not. But you got to be aware of these things and make appropriate changes in your relationship to adapt to that circumstance if it ever had come up to you having to have to put what you got on the back burner to just go be with your man or your woman um, until they get themselves solidified and y'all back and living in the same state in the same house area. You know what I'm saying? So everything will be cohesive, meshing together instead of being torn apart and y'all going your separate ways and finding, pleasure in other people that are not really a part of your relationship or your nucleus of your family. So, extramarital affairs is what I'm really talking about. So, she's a ride or die chick for Brandy, Miss Duffy. She's cute. She's engaged, and she was saying, don't let no female or no man, but basically she was saying female, run her out of LA. She needs to go back up there, get stuff happening again, get whatever career or businesses she's attending to, be there in person sometimes. Don't always be Skyping or sending emails. Go check on your property, go check on your businesses. That's your revenue and all this and that, especially if you're trying to separate permanently from Jason. You got to have your own, revenue in check. So, you had your rest. Now it seems like you got everything together. Go on up there and do your business in LA. And if you do see the women or you want to be a part of some facet of a friendship with them, then go mend and repair. And if some things just can't be repaired, move on, but solidify yourself in LA or in Dallas, as many other states you want to partake of. Don't let no woman run you out of anywhere. So that's a little advice she was giving. And she was mostly talking about Shawnee because that's our only arch nemesis she has at this time that she even really want to speculate on having an issue with, other than Tammy. But Tam is just to me, and it's just my perspective. She's her watchdog, Shawnee's watchdog, her keeper. and she want to keep that revenue coming in as a somewhat check as well. As far as being on Basketball Eyes of LA, because she was in Miami, like I said, and then that show went south. So she didn't really have a place to put Tammy. But then she found, or she called herself bringing it to LA. And, we had Drea there, but she got rid of Drea. Drea got tired and got rid of herself. I'm not sure or how or what transpired with that exit, but it is what it is. And that's how Tammy got back on the show, getting revenue from it as well. So at the reunion show, it's like her and Brandy, meaning Tammy and Brandy had got into it on stage, and they were talking about don't bite the hand that feeds you, and this, that, and the other. And you could see it from a different light from both perspectives. It's still all about respect and maintaining a professionalism when you are doing anything with another person. You treat people how you want to be treated, pretty much. You don't have to downgrade them. You don't have to overtalk them or put them in a box. Treat everybody how you want to be treated, whether you're the owner or something, or you're over them trying to get something, with them as well. Just be honorable, and be a person they want to look up to, and not somebody they want to, take over or run away from you and not want anything from you, type of professionalism going on. So that was pretty much with that. Because she was saying she don't know what she want to do. She might want to go back to LA. She's not really sure, but that's where they left us. And but she was telling, definitely was telling Brandy she's going to LA. She's tired of Texas and what it gives her, far as what do you call it, a following or showing. She wants something bigger and better. And she had talked about her fiance. Would it be a possibility that they could move to LA? He was on board for it. He wanted her to have her dreams brought to fruition and this, that, and that. So she's a well known DJ in Texas. She thinks she can duplicate the same thing in LA and have it on a bigger platform. So they're going to be in LA, and she wants Brandy to come back and be out there with her as well. Just support, you know what I'm saying? And then she knows Brandy, heart of hearts, she wants to be there too. So we'll see whether she actually comes back or not. Then we have, let me see. Okay, then somehow we flip to Jackie and Malaysia. They both are having a meet and greet with each other, just trying to catch up on things of that nature. And Jack is making small talk. She's asking her if she's seen Angel lately since that reunion, and that whole thing about her not wanting to wear her fashions and this, that, and the other. And pretty much Malaysia got a newfound attitude. She got divorced from her ex-husband, that basketball player Pargo or whatnot. What? Oh, okay. And who else? Uh-huh. And she came in here messing with me. I lost my train of thought. Uh, yeah, she's pretty much telling she ain't standing about Angel anymore. It is what it is. Whatever she said about her, so be it, fine. She just want to move on. But like I said, she got divorced from her husband, some ball player by the name of Pargo. And it was a very nice settlement that she got. So she's feeling herself, and she's trying everything new. She's even calling herself dating a white man and a black man at the same time. And I'm like, okay, I'm glad you want to date out your race and this, that, and the other. But, if you really want somebody, and you don't definitely expose them on TV, with saying you're dating two people at one time, you need to, get it right, figure out which one you want, and then lay some plans down with that person. But you don't need to be looking like a hoe out there going with this man, that man. And I know you having sexual relations because, I just know you. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong, but no. A woman has needs too, just like a man. So pick your fruit and, go with it. But one at a time, Malaysia, one at a time. Then we go to Tammy and Reggie are together. They're out shopping for furniture or whatnot. They're in LA again, and he's glad to have her back in LA because she seems to be more happier. They're going on the comes and goings of their relationship. They go into some furniture store. She's testing out some love sofas or whatnot, and some dining area digs, and they're both having a sit down conversation about, she's ready to get pregnant again, even though she's been pregnant three separate times but had miscarriages. With trying to get Reggie a baby. She calls herself to be 43, 46, and she's only expecting to have one baby by him, not all these children. But he's saying, if she just give him a son, he good. But she said, well, what if it's a daughter? And he said, we were going to have to keep on trying. And I think that's just too presumptuous of Mr. Reggie, especially when Jackie is 43, 46 years old. You know what I'm saying? She's all really don't raise her kids. They're grown. Now you asking her to go all the way back to square one, which is a hot mess. But anyway, she's trying to do it because she loves and respects you, and she knows that's what you want. But she only said a child. She didn't say many, or several. But it is what it is. Then he started giving her advice on things people done told him. Uh, the probability that he can have a boy if he follows these little steps. And he goes and tell Tammy that, hey, they said, we got to have it in the summer months. He didn't say who. He just say they. Make sure I get you pregnant in the summer months, and then we're gonna have like some aggressive type sex where you backing it up on me, or he's talking about doggy style, and it's just it's going real hard with the sexual intercourse. It's like bam, 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 bam. Not slow and groovy and rhythmic. It's just like bam, 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 kind of like that sexual hard rough sex. And that just may be what he's damn into. But then Tammy was like, I'm too old for that, baby. I'm too old. But she thought it was just hilarious that he would even talk about these little steps to trying to procreate a boy into the picture of that being their first child and only child. But Reg is very firm with this, and he said, "I know it for a fact because they did this and this, that." She's talking about, I guess, other friends or family members, and that's how they got that boy. But we're gonna let him have those thoughts of his own, let him stay on his own island with them, and let Tammy have to partake of that. Because I don't, you know, we ain't gonna talk about it no more. Then we go to Jackie in Malaysia. They're having drinks at a nice little restaurant, and trying to keep their relationship on an even keel. Because at one time I never saw them together either, because they were going at each other's throats like it wasn't nobody's business, and they were just downing each other at every chance they could get. And just to see them at a peaceful point or place in their lives, it was nice to see. And she had a very big surprise for Jackie, because they had talked about Brandy, the last scene that they were in this particular episode. And she was like, she didn't really know what she was doing. Um, they do talk, but she had no real response to coming back to LA, especially with everything that had transpired between her and Shawnee in the Puerto Rico trip and how everything just seemed to went south. So she was like on that little point of reference, and then to totally have a scene where they're being filmed having drinks together, and then Brandy pops out of nowhere, and she does look very well rested, very beautiful. So I don't know if the separation or she getting a man friend handling her on the side or whatnot. I don't know, but she looked very refreshed, very pretty, and ready to come back to LA and run some things. So that was very exciting to see them both, or all three of them, congregate together and have little kikis, little laughs here and there. But then, Jackie started asking her questions about, how she's been in the man field. And, you know, Jackie's asking Brandon about Jason. And, they had a little small banter talk about it. But then she, upgrades to something else. And Malaysia, that's when she breaks it to the viewers that she's dating very well. She's nothing serious. She's just enjoying herself. She's actually seeing a white guy, and she's actually seeing a black guy. She knows she needs to make a decision between the two men, because she's only used to dating one man at a time and finding them out fully. So she's still in that thinking process of who she wants to take it to the next level with. Um, and then Jackie was like, well, don't make a decision so fast, because I have somebody I want you to meet, because she pretty much wants to push Malaysia on this sexual drive or feast. She wants to not keep her at a safe level. She wants to like put her out there and be exposed to in and everything. And I'm like, Jackie, only you can conquer that, honey. That's your ball of wax. Not don't try to, put that on somebody else, because they can't handle it. You've been in the game a lot longer. These are younger women we're talking about. You have to season them into that type of erotic type, comings and goings in the bedroom and stuff. But she was on another whole level. I didn't know it would have come out her mouth, and I was shocked as shit myself. I'm like, nah, I'm 48. I know we in the same age group, and I still can't handle that, Jackie. I can't handle that. You on your own island, okay? Who you and Doug, okay? But anyway, she goes on to tell Malaysia that she wants her to be pansexual in a sense. She wants her to be with a person that, experienced everything. And I'm like, oh, hell no. And then Malaysia looked at her like she was crazy. Like, see, I just brought you back in the fold and now I'm ready to throw your ass back out again because you done lost your freaking mind. No, I don't want to see none of your friends and I don't want to see nobody you trying to hook me up with because you done lost your ever loving mind thinking I'm going to roll like that. No, I have some respect for myself. You might not have any. No holds barred in your lane living. But guess what? Man, it kind of turned Brenda off too. And she's like, you ain't finna do my friend like that. No. She's strictly like heterosexual men, and that's what she can stay. She can have all fruits of flavor she wants, white, Asian, African, Indian, um, Pakistani, Muslim, whatever. But no, we're not saying she needs to go have sex with a man and a woman, a donkey, or a menage a trois with all facets of people in all walks of life as well as animals. No, we're not doing all that, Jackie. Okay, you too much. Go on with your bad self. Okay, and then we go from that scene where Brandon is introducing the idea of bringing one of her friends to, well, not bring because she's coming on her own, but pretty much introducing the women or their circle of friends to her. But she was basically talking about Jackie and Malaysia. She wasn't talking about Shawnee, Tammy, and whomever else Jackie wants to bring out for, inviting. And definitely, hell no, not Angel. Okay. So Jackie was still just trying to play like she was stupid to the fact of what Brandon was talking about and the guests that she wanted to invite because Jackie, that's what we see her for. That's what we tune in for. Foolishness, mindless entertainment when we just want to have it. And we're trying to escape from our reality world, something we can get into somebody else's world and just be like, Dad, they stupid, or Dad, did they think that through? Those kind of things where it's not affecting you. And you're, like I said, you're laughing with them, not at them. So she was like, no, Jackie, we're not inviting your crew. Okay, we like you. We ain't telling you to choose sides or not, or whatnot, but don't tell us who to invite to have a good time with. Okay, we're inviting you because we like you. For some strange or odd reason, we come back gravitating to have you in our circle. Okay, and then maybe a coup where they can get Jackie to tell them stuff on what the other women they don't like, they don't want to be around. They can still keep tabs on them on the low key, and Jackie just don't know what they're doing to her. So I saw it in two different perspectives, but it is what it is. Because Jackie, she don't care. She want to be friends with everybody. She want to be in both cliques, and that'll sort of solidify her somebody to be able to tape with if she runs it that way. So I ain't mad at Jackie. She's head of the game. She's in both worlds, and that's where you want to be. You want to have dirt on other people, and you want to be able to be like a fly on the wall, but still be there. Because definitely, we already know Jackie could come out of pocket at any time. But on the flip side, Shawnee and Tammy enjoys Jackie's company too. And like I said, I think they're just using poor Jackie as a pawn on both sides, but it is what it is. You got to have somebody like that, and Jack is ready to fill that position and never be dethroned of that particular title. So then we have a situation where they gotten Jackie straight, like, no, we inviting you, but we inviting them. Don't ever bring up the subject again. So we close out of that one, and then we go to Angel has invited a girlfriend. A girlfriend is, showing up at her doorstep with the same first name, last name is Love, and they're just having small contact or communication with each other. She seems to find herself in the same situation as Brandy was, and somewhat Malaysia, but she ended up getting her divorce. But Angela. Angel Love is in a relationship with a basketball player or some type of entertainment person, and it's going south, and they going through this separation thing, like her Brandy is with her husband Jason. But the only thing about that's different between the comparison between Brandy and Jason and Angel Love and her man is she's not married to her man. They had a baby together, they're co-parenting all of this, but she thinking she just want to kick him to the curb and let him miss her and all her loveliness. And I mean, she's a nice looking woman, but I'm like, women need to stop. Don't throw temptation out there for anybody to, lap up your hard work and everything you don't put in that man or even woman, if we're on that way of thinking. Um, you don't want to give somebody something you already done matured and got right just because you're having like little spats here and there. Y'all not talking. You know, be due diligence, do your own due diligence, and fight for your marriage if you feel it's worth it. Don't be a rug for somebody to walk all over you and all this and that and abuse you mentally or physically. But if it's none of that's going on, then marriage is it's work. It's a daily job that you have to continue to cultivate. So that's basically what Angel was trying to tell her friend Angel Love, because she's been in that situation and she's played that game and she came up on the bad side of things. So she's trying to get back out there and date and move on, and she even told him she's moving on. So she just don't want Angel Love to get in that space where she has to go and cry her heart out in tears and pick up the pieces when she can go on and think about that now. Either go on and marry this man and make a life with him and know it's going to be an uphill battle that can be worked on and things can be worked through, but you got to put forth the effort. So it is that's their friends they're bringing in two other people to bring cast in the show to kind of make it interesting for us. So we leave that situation there. We go back to Shawnee and Tammy. Shawnee has come over to visit Tammy because, like I said, she's back in LA. I'm pretty sure she's renting this LA home or apartment. I don't know what it is, but it kind of reminded me of some San Francisco type homes in the suburban areas. Anyway, she's trying to build something like a desk or something while her boyfriend Reggie's out of town or he's somewhere, and she's enlisting Shawnee's help, whatnot. Then not Jackie, Tammy goes on to tell Shawnee has she talked to any other women, and they both comparing notes of who they talked with and who they haven't, and they pretty much come up empty handed when it comes to the crew. I should say the younger crew. Um, and Shauna goes in with her little antics that is always negative and saying Brandy said this about her and that about her, and she called her on a few interviews saying this, that, and the other, but she didn't say all this shit until I gave her her job back. Now she's trying to throw me under the bus, pretty much. And I'm like, Shauna, sit your ass down, okay? I told you, you don't need to be on you need to be making revenue. That them people work for you. You don't need to be seen or heard. Just produce your show and keep it moving. But you want that limelight. You want to be in that spotlight. So I see you, but it's not. No, it's not in a good light. So Tammy is on the issue that Brandon needs to apologize, and I'm like, for what? Shauna's not being receptive. She's not receiving it at all well, where she want to clap back at her, and Brandon, no, she got clap back. Yeah, excuse me, for Shawnee all day long. So Shawnee just can't. She can't. I mean, she getting old. She can't run like she used to. And then, like I said, she's having a show with this basketball wives. Hell, she ain't even married to Shaq no more. Okay, so I don't know where Shauna's coming from, but like I said, until her attitude gets better, I will be reviewing this show, and I would be liking to tell her she need to get her shit together, which is really to be off screen because that's what we need to see her and hear her. Meaning we don't need to see her. We don't need to hear from her. I mean, revenue that's coming in through the roof. Then we'll see her riding out, nicely, being taking these exotic trips and stuff like that, which she earned because she put this show together. But we don't need to see you, baby. We don't. You have nothing to bring to this show, okay? Only something to take away from it, okay? And that's grooming young women to always be seen as nice young women and professional women, and not how you want to bring them down in a sense. bit by bit. But then we go into Duffy, Brandon, and Malaysia are meeting at some kind of little bar restaurant. And it's just really a meet and greet for both women in Brandon's life that she deemed very powerful women, loving women, and women she respect. Duffy's coming from Texas area. And, we have Brandy, not Brandy, Malaysia up in the LA area. And for some reason, the two are not meshing together at all. I don't know. Maybe Brandon need to do a little bit more talking to the women because both women are very headstrong. But like me and my daughter was saying when we were doing the show on our, my daughter made a very good point that it could be Malaysia's jealous. She don't want us to share Brandy in all of her essence. She wants Brandy to ride for her, and she ride for Brandy. She don't want any more in between women coming into their friendship. And my daughter even made a comment that she has a very good friend. She calls her sister, not call her my adopted daughter. And she really found herself like that when her best friend was out with some other friends she had grew up from high school with and elementary and just in the neighborhood growing up as a child. And she was doing the same thing by trying to introduce Chauncey to her past friends she had in her childhood. And Chauncey didn't match real well. And it was just like, no, you think young lady who you done deemed or adopted as your sister is going to forget about you, even though she may have other interests in other people that she's very fond of too. She's just letting you into her other world that she's always been privy to, and letting you see her other friends that she has solidified over the years. And I told my daughter she should take that as an honor, not a disrespect, or if she feel like she's being replaced. Just like some people that she don't know, she come around them, because you're wanting her to see your friends. But it was just a hot mess. Malaysia's not really feeling her. She's not feeling Malaysia. Uh, Duffy wanting Brandon to be happy with her life, whether it's with her husband or not. And Malaysia is like, no, she needs to be with her husband. And I found that kind of biased that Malaysia would say that, especially when she knew she knew Brandy's husband prior to her meeting her and they becoming friends. So, of course, you're going to feel this person is fit for this person, but you're not with that person 100% all the time. You're not having to have a family with that person. You're not having to have to service that person in the bed and all these other things that Brandon haven't given you enlightenment on. So I'm sure it's another whole story there, but she just don't want to divulge it because that's something between her and her husband. And it should stay between her and her husband because everything that you can do in the bedroom with your husband, you don't go back and necessarily tell anybody, because then they be want to experiment or look at your man when he come around and say, "Ooh, I wonder can he do that to me or make me feel that way?" You know what I'm saying? Just women in general are just too messy. And I guess it could be said the same thing for men. If you were a man and you were telling all your men friends who you were close to, this how your woman get down in bed. Of course, it's gonna spark curiosity when they see that person. So to not even have that type of situation going on any fronts, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody your bedroom secrets or what your partner do to you and what you do to your partner and how y'all get off on each other. It's not, it's enough to be very transparent with them doing all those different antics you may do to please them and they pleasing you. It's not for nobody else to judge because y'all already judging each other on why I need to do this to you and I know it gets you off of why I have to be put in this degrading situation, but then you may be asking them to do the same thing to you that they feel may be degrading, but it gets you off and they want to see you happy and vice versa. So like I said, it's only for you and your ears to be with your mate and it just be between you and God and them. That's it. Unless you want to share a little thing with your child, if and then I don't share a lot of things personally with my child like that because it's not for her to know that. Now, she came to tears, with me when she was having issues, if she have issues with her husband, whenever she get married, if that's a doable thing. I can give her womanly advice. And, I've even told her, if you find that one guy that treats you like, you're the last woman on earth and he just loves you and this and that, you will try to do as much as you can, as long as it's not sacrificing your soul. or taking you away from, your Lord and Savior. Uh, Anything that's not sacrificing your soul, I deem okay, because you're with that person. You plan to be with that person till the day you die. That's what marriage vows are all about. Um, that's being separative from the relationship. But just women, just try to keep your things to your man, and your man keeping the things to you. And I think you'll have a better relationship through it all. Um, mm, mm, mm. But that's about all. I kind of took a little bit longer than what I wanted to say, but I was touching on little bits and pieces in here, and trying to let y'all understand who I go for, who I don't care for, and who I don't even see in the picture or where they need to be, in this particular review on the show, period. And I'm really talking about Shauna. Yes, Shauna need to make her coin and be off, off screen. That's pretty much what she needed, because she already have a platform where she's pretty much showing her whole life and exposing her children's lives, and I don't agree with it. But that's just me, my opinions. But that's all I got really for the Basketball Wives of LA season 5, episode 1. We will, reviewing again next time it comes on, and hopefully I'll be a little shorter with it. But I just wanted, this is my first time viewing the show, and I was trying to set the tone of how I was wanting to go with it. So when I go in and let, hey, y'all will know how I already feel about a certain particular person or whatnot. But y'all be blessed. Catch y'all next time, and get some sleep. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.